I'm Jackson Gibson. The major claim which I will be responding to today is that discrimination and inequalities against minorities and ethnic groups is still seen in the U.S. school system today. Before I go into addressing the secondary claims which the advocate makes, I find it important to acknowledge that she expressed the importance of Jim Crow laws and the court case of Plessy versus Ferguson in the introduction of her argument. And Jim Crow laws are the laws which endorse segregation and discrimination. However, she neglected to acknowledge that the court case ruling of Brown versus the Board of Education, which clearly states that discrimination and segregation is illegal, and so, in essence, any form of practice of it within the United States is illegal. Furthermore, it was unclear what the particular arguments were being made by the advocate. Due to a lack of roadmap present in the introduction, it failed to, it became problematic with supporting the argument and following it. But there are secondary claims which are made. The first of which is that there is a lack of equal attention and support. A lack of equal attention and support lowers the chances of minorities from graduating high school and attending college. And the second and final secondary claim made was that minority students receive less educational opportunities. With the first secondary claim, that there is a lack of equal attention, or lesser attention and support lowers the chance of minorities from graduating high school or attending college. The problem with her argument there is that the evidence that she provided from the American Sociological Association expressing that teachers view black students with lesser potential than those of whites. The problem is that this evidence cannot be verified to deduce that it is a result of discrimination or racism. There are other factors that can influence such statistics and make it so that perhaps students from in alien neighborhoods are victimized, but it's not a result of teachers' discrimination. And if the evidence does point towards this, that it is a result of racism, it points to a bigger problem, not that discrimination is present, but that racism exists. And essentially that's a component of human nature, and you cannot kill human nature simply by regulation. Another point to be made is that the information from the Department of Education Civil Rights Data Collection, which expresses that black students are expelled at a rate of 3 times that of white students. It is important to also note that this neither can be deduced as a result of discrimination, perhaps because it could be a result of correlation and not causation within communities and schools where black students are victimized. With the second claim, that secondary claim, that minority students receive less educational opportunities, the advocate had a few flaws in her argumentation there as well. The data from the Center for American Progress that she noted implicates that $334 are spent more on white students over blacks every year in the education system. But as expressed before, this can't be immediately chalked up to a result of discrimination. Various families live in ethnic communities where students are sent to district schools that inadvertently receive little support or financial accommodation, which is the nature of the poor communities where the families reside. And with respect to a claim that the advocate makes regarding a lack of available resources to minority students, there is not sufficient proof that this is a result of discrimination, but rather it can be expressed again through correlation and not causation. There are alien factors which can be present that lead to such ends. And then ultimately, with respect to minority students receiving less educational opportunities, something that all of us college students, I believe, can understand or are aware of is with scholarships and grants, there's frequently restrictions that disable particular students from being able to qualify for said scholarships and grants due to their race. There is a not all of them, but plenty of scholarships and grants are designated for students of color or a particular minority. And so to say that the minority students receive less educational opportunities is not entirely true, because there are opportunities made available to them specifically for them and no one else. And so, in essence, given the plausible arguments and the counterclaims provided, I hope to have made it clear that discrimination and inequalities against minorities and ethnic groups still being present in the U.S. school system today isn't the essential problem at hand.
All right, we'll have to